Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick reading on Timothee Chalamet and Lily Rose Depp, I think her name is? Yes. So this is a picture I'm going to be using. I'm going to be basing my reading on their energies in this picture, whatever they may be. I might look at pictures afterwards because I know there were a few candid shots of them together. But yeah, let's just see what we find. So Timothy is very grounded, and I know I said that in my last video about him, but I feel like Lily Rose, she's very tense. I'm seeing she has like a lot of tenseness right here. It kind of feels like whenever she gets anxiety, she'll start doing this or like trying to rub her neck. I feel like she feels it right here. Um, she has a lot of insecurities, and I feel like her insecurities are stemming from being in the spotlight or seeing people around her being in the spotlight and their judgments. But she's very hard on herself. Um, she goes very hard on herself. She's kind of a perfectionist, and there's a lot of like Taurus vibes. I think she's a Gemini, but she probably has very strong Taurus placements, if that makes sense. I feel like in this relationship, Timothy's the one that keeps her grounded. She's not really that grounded. She has a lot of, she's very overwhelmed. I feel like right now, in particular, she's very overwhelmed with work, with getting ahead, with just trying to not be stagnant. I feel like her biggest fear is being stagnant and not really, coming out with new things always. I feel like she overbooks herself. She rushes a lot. She's just trying to really be in the spotlight because she feels like she needs to be there. She feels like there's some type of expectation of her to be in the spotlight, and she gets anxious and she feels very misplaced if she's not there. I'm seeing kind of like a damaged root chakra for her, and I'm seeing the color yellow. No, not yellow. Like orange. So it's sacral. Yeah, so there's something like that keeps flickering, like bothering her in those areas. So her bottom chakras are kind of what's the word? They're a little bit like off. So I feel like there's definitely kind of a sadness. She puts so much pressure on herself, and I feel like she's almost running away from something. And I feel like it's herself. She feels like she's running away from herself, and she projects this image of her being, in the spotlight all the time, kind of to run away from her old reality and get rid of that person. She doesn't want to see the shadow side of herself. She doesn't want to identify with that anymore. And I feel like that's why she really is trying to throw herself into work right now. Okay, so this isn't a picture of them together. I'm gonna look for a better picture of them together. But from their energies right now, I see that he's balancing her out, whereas she's kind of like, not really a mess, but he feels like he can fix her. But in a very loving way. This is a very loving relationship, and I do see that they've had like a few incarnations together. I do feel like they're karmic partners. Maybe soulmates. They might be karmic soulmates, or just soulmates that have some karma to cycle through together. But I feel like they're both on the same side. Like there's no BS games. Like I feel like they're both on the same team, if that makes sense. So she's very frightened about being in the public eye. And I'm looking at a picture of her. Geez Louise. So she's very frightened about other people's perceptions of her. She gets a lot of anxiety for going to these Golden Globes and these Oscars, and I feel like inside she's like shrieking when she's at these things, but she always has to put on a smiley face in front of the cameras. Of course, like she's just very nervous about judgment, how she looks in camera. Yeah, I do feel like she's screaming inside, though. And I feel like there's a lot of shame. She has some shame that she's holding on to. I don't know where this is really stemming from, but I feel like there is shame. Like she's ashamed of something that happened in the past that she kind of holds on to, or just not really projecting the image that people have so many expectations for her to project. And I feel like it's mostly that. Let me get one of them like together. Hold on. I'm like looking for a good one. So they're very much both in love with each other. I feel like it's very balanced. Um, I feel like he likes her because he feels like he's fixing her, and she likes him because he keeps her stable. So that's kind of the dynamic. I do feel like there's a lot of love in this relationship. But she's young. I think like she's like 20 years old or something. So, yeah, he's a little older. I think he's like my age. But she feels like he's the type of person she doesn't really have to try that hard with. And you would think it'd be the opposite because he's like gorgeous. I mean, she is too, but she really feels safe with him and like comfortable with him. And I feel like when they're alone, they both feel comfortable with each other. But for her, he's like her rock. And for him, he likes it because it feels like he's taking care of her. And in my reading about him, I feel like I go further into this about their dynamic. I am seeing past lives together. I am seeing that there's a soulmate connection with them. Yeah, this has gone through many incarnations. So their future right now is undetermined. I'm not really seeing if they're going to get married or they're going to... I do feel like in some way they're always going to be in their lives. I feel like this connection is so strong that it would be so hard. It would be hard for them to really just break up. It would be hard. They really balance each other out. They give each other what they need. Like they're a perfect yin and yang. Let me see one more time if there's any other messages. She brings out a sillier side of him too, and they both bring out that in each other, but they're both very serious in their own ways. Like I said, he likes the fact that he can take care of her, and she is just not a mess, but she feels like she's a mess, and she feels very insecure about herself, and she does feel safe with him though. She feels very safe with him. So yeah, that's my quick reading on their relationship. Sorry, there's not that many other juicy details. This is a very stable relationship. I don't really see that there's anything scandalous going on between them or anything. Just a very strong connection. There's a lot of passion here too. But I feel like the person that's really learning lessons from this relationship is Lily, because she has a lot of lessons to learn in life, whereas he's kind of an old soul. He's kind of stuck in his ways. He's more fixed, if that makes any sense. And yeah, they just balance each other out like that. So please like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like your own general reading, please contact me with the information down below. Alright, thanks guys.